Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to the secluded corner of the patch. The moon is high, and the shadows are deep, and before you lie yourselves down in your beds and close your eyes for the night, I invite you all to gather around the campfire for tonight's tale. In the remote town of Whispering Pines, a small village nestled deep within a dense forest, there was a legend that sent shivers down the spines of all who heard it. The tale spoke of ancient Native American spirits, known as Skinwalkers, shape-shifting beings with a dark and insatiable hunger for human flesh. Late one October evening, as the full moon hung ominously in the sky, a group of friends gathered around a crackling campfire. They were eager to exchange spooky stories, unaware of the horrors that would soon await them. Ethan, a young and adventurous lad, began a tale that would forever haunt their dreams. Long ago, in these very woods, Ethan began, his voice hushed and full of foreboding, there lived a powerful tribe known as the Wiyot. They held deep respect for the balance of nature, but some members delved into forbidden practices, seeking power beyond imagination. These individuals would become skinwalkers, cursed to roam the forest as vengeful spirits. His friends leaned in, captivated by the eerie atmosphere that surrounded them. As Ethan continued, a slight rustling in the nearby bushes added an unsettling touch to the ambience. These skinwalkers had the ability to transform into any creature that they desired, Ethan whispered, his voice barely audible above the crackling fire. They preyed upon the unsuspecting travelers, taking their form and luring them to their doom. Once in their grasp, the victims would be devoured, leaving no trace behind. A shiver ran down the spine of Sarah, one of the group of friends, as she glanced nervously over her shoulder. The others exchanged uneasy glances, their imaginations conjuring up nightmarish images. Suddenly, a low growl pierced the stillness of the night, sending a chill through the group. "What was that?" whispered Ryan, his voice trembling with fear. Ignoring the sound, Ethan continued with the story, his voice now filled with a hint of unease. Legend has it that the skinwalkers could only be stopped by a sacred talisman, known as the Heartstone. This precious artifact, blessed by tribal elders, possessed the power to banish these malevolent spirits back to the darkness from whence they came. As Ethan finished his sentence, a figure emerged from the shadows, moving with an unnatural grace. The friends turned to see a person, or what appeared to be a person, with glowing eyes and a sinister smile. "It's just a story," whispered Anna, her voice trembling with fear. But as the figure approached, its limbs twisted in unnatural angles. The reality of the legend became all too real. The friends rose in panic, their hearts pounding in their chests as they realized they were face to face with a skinwalker. In a desperate attempt to save themselves, they scattered in different directions, running blindly through the forest. Branches whipped at their faces, and fear consumed their every thought. The skinwalker pursued, its sinister laughter echoing through the trees. Just as hope began to fade, Ethan stumbled upon a hidden cave, a sanctuary in the midst of the darkness. Inside, he found an ancient altar adorned with a pulsating heartstone. With trembling hands, he grabbed the talisman, feeling its energy course through his veins. Rejoining his friends, Ethan held the heartstone high above his head, its mystical glow illuminating the darkness. As the skinwalker lunged forward, its malevolent presence halted, recoiling in agony from the talisman's power. In one final burst of bravery, Ethan shouted, "Back to the shadows where you belong," and hurled the heartstone toward the creature. The skinwalker let out an ear-piercing shriek as it vanished into thin air, defeated by the sacred artifact. Breathing heavily, the friends embraced one another, grateful for their narrow escape. They knew they would forever carry the memory of that faithful encounter, a reminder of the ancient evil that lurked in the shadows. However, none of them ever returned from the forest, except for Ethan. He was found days later, babbling about the monster he and his friends had encountered. He spent the rest of his life in a mental institution, authorities claiming he had lost his sanity. Official reports indicated the belief that he had killed his friends, but the locals understood what happened. The Heartstone had saved Ethan's life, but the vengeance of the Skinwalker would ensure that he would be haunted by the encounter for the rest of his days. From that night on, the legend of the Skinwalkers grew stronger in Whispering Pines, a chilling reminder of the darkness that dwelled in the hearts of men and the power of ancient spirits. And as the full moon continued to cast its eerie glow, the town's residents treaded cautiously, forever mindful of the shape-shifting horrors that roamed in the haunted forests. And that concludes our story for the night. I do hope that you've enjoyed your time here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd enjoyed tonight's story, or you have any requests for subjects of a future story, please comment down below. Now, if you'll excuse me, the night is still young, and there are oh so many things to discover. Sweet dreams.